Happy Wednesday. It's 8:15. This is my third and final shot of espresso of the day. I've been having sugar in my coffee, like real sugar, and it tastes so good. I'll talk to you a little bit more about it later, but the book I read talks all about how sugar is actually so good for your health, which makes sense why my body composition has always been pretty good, because I do consume a lot of sugar. So it actually was never a bad thing after all. It was a good thing. Hope I'm giving you some hope if you're also a sweet fiend like me. It's 9:45. This has been my latest hyperfixation. So I'm gonna wash some of these blueberries, magic spoon granola, honey, dry off the boobs. Not that that really did much, but it's fine. They're gonna get covered in milk anyway. Sometimes I do almond milk, sometimes I do regular milk. I honestly really like the taste of the unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And then I crush up some of the granola, so it's like comes in bigger chunks than I prefer. So I just crush it up more. And I don't really do too much of this because granola is calorically dense. I like a little bit of crunch, but I really don't need that much of it. You know, you can pick and choose where you want to eat calorically dense foods. This is also pretty high in fat, and I prefer to get my fat other ways through coconut oil and butter because it's better for your health than PUFAs, like polyunsaturated fats, which are things like seed oils, everything in moderation. Obviously I still have some PUFAs, but let's see where the fat's coming from. Okay, it's coming from coconut oil. Actually, this is a good fat source. Cinnamon, honey, I don't want to make a mess. Here it is though. It's so good. That granola is really good. It's 10:40. Now I'm having a decaf iced coffee with Fairlife milk, sugar, and almond milk. A combination of regular milk and almond milk. Very good. So far I've walked 3 miles on the treadmill, and then I'm taking some notes from that book that I already read that I can share with you guys. I'm gonna have a chat with you guys soon once I put on some makeup and look a little bit more presentable. But it's super interesting, so I am excited to share. I'm just trying to put together like a comprehensive document of all the things that I want to make sure that I cover, because it is a lot of information. So obviously I'm going to convey what I've taken from it, but also, you know, encourage you to read the book as well. Today's a pretty chill day. I had all my meetings Monday and Tuesday this week, so the rest of this week I don't have any meetings. Obviously, unless somebody's interested in the program, then I'll book meetings. But I don't have any more meetings with my clients this week. And today is check-in day, so I've just been messaging back and forth with my clients. And then I did get a new client a few days ago. Yeah, I got a new client a few days ago, so I've been working on all of her things and going back and forth with her, so that's always exciting. Love getting new clients, obviously. And then I need to record videos for social media, which I think I'm gonna talk about that book as well, because I've gotten questions of people asking. So yeah, that's my game plan. I'd also really like to go to Fleet Feet and get my feet. I guess they scan your feet, but I need to get new walking shoes really bad because mine are done. I have 2 pairs that I've been like swapping between, and I just really need a new pair. So I want to buy the right ones though. Like I was debating between getting the Hoka Clifton 9s, which are the ones that I already have, but I think I need them in a wide, because 2 of my toes rub on my left foot and one of my feet is bigger than the other. So finding sneakers and shoes is always so frustrating for me. So I feel like it's my best bet to go to that store and get my feet scanned so I can figure out what sneaker would actually be good for me and what size. I'd like to do that, but Joe is my chauffeur and I don't know what his schedule looks like today, so we'll see. It's about 1 p.m. I'm having hard-boiled eggs with ground beef and ketchup. The eggs were literally frozen. The hard-boiled eggs were frozen because our refrigerator's fucked up. Come say hello.
Come say hello.
Come say hi.
Whoa. I'm at a meeting. Oh, so good.
It is good. Sights eating the blinds.
Sight! Oh, it's frozen too.
I told you.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a brick.
Mm-hmm. Put it in the microwave.
What is going on there? Oh, I'm not gonna have it right now. The fuck?
Do not know. We should just start making hard-boiled eggs so we just have them.
I know. I can make 12 at a time.
That's easier than like waiting for them to cook.
I usually eat like 4 at a time, and they taste better in my opinion.
Think?
It's obviously different, but like, yeah, I get sick of cooked like stovetop eggs more than I get sick of hard-boiled eggs.
Mm. Now I'm having some strawberries and pomegranate with honey. Definitely been trying to have more fruit. So good. Strawberries frozen too. Look at us sitting down. Okay. I have recruited Joey B because he read the book first. Nothing new, nothing new. He read the book first and then obviously I read it, but yeah, I was really hesitant at first when he started talking about some of these things. I was like, what? Because it really does go against, not go against, but it tests the things that we know and believe, our opinions. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when he was first telling me some of the things, I was like, no fucking way.
You got all mad.
Because it's
so stupid.
I did not say it was stupid, but it's going against your beliefs. But that's how you learn and grow, and I think it's important to see other people's ideas. And obviously, this is scientific. Like there's hundreds of studies in this book.
Half the book is straight up studies.
Yeah,
which of course you have to know how to read literature, which I didn't do in like deep dives, but yeah, I mean.
So the book is called More Calories In, More Calories Out, Weight Regulation with Sugar the Healthy Way by Dan M. at Cows Eat Grass.
I use Twitter. I found him on Twitter, and he's been talking about this. Australian dude. He's been talking about this for like 13 years now.
He has tons of books too, so we ordered some other ones that we're gonna read. But yeah, I read this book in like 3 days. He read this book in a day. We're both gonna give our interpretation of what we read, I guess. So.
Good.
Where should we start? Should we start talking about sugar or just like metabolism?
Well, what, summary of the book?
Well, I guess like calories in, calories out, I guess for people who don't understand that. So basically the law of thermodynamics states that in order to lose weight, you have to create a deficit through energy. So obviously you have to burn more calories than you're eating in a day in order to lose weight. And that still stands. Like the law, the calories in, calories out still stands, but there are other things that can impact your ability for it to be effective, basically, as effective.
But there's more variables that I already knew about, and people knew about, which like protein has like a thermic effect, where if you eat more protein in your diet, you theoretically burn more calories, so you're technically eating more, and then you could still be in a big, like a deficit by eating more. Like that doesn't disregard the law of thermodynamics, it just, the human body isn't a closed loop system to where like anything that you put in it is metabolized the same way. So there's obviously different outputs. You can change the outputs by certain foods that you're inputting, if that makes sense.
Right, so it is important, the types of food that you're eating.
Yeah.
Like, if it fits your macros, we already knew is like really not good for your health. I mean, it works, but it's not effective. Just because somebody looks fit doesn't mean that their metabolism is healthy. So you can appear to be healthy and have a very stressed metabolism, which is not good. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have a highly stressed metabolism because that will lead to negative health in the long term. So although you can't physically see what's happening, the damage that you're doing to your body, it will present later on. And that's the thing, is a lot of people a lot of people's bodies are just running off stress and adrenaline basically. So like
Cortisol.
you feel really good. Yeah, the cortisol. Like you're running off cortisol, so you feel really good in the moment at the time, and that's why you keep chasing that dopamine hit every day through exercise because it makes you feel good in the moment. But long term, not good for your health.
Think about how worse you feel after you do it too. Like you feel worse and worse day after day. That's why you have to. You like, oh, I need a cold plunge because I feel so great after a cold plunge because I feel like shit right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like shit. Let me do a cold plunge. Oh, I feel like shit. Let me go for a 10-mile run.
Right.
All you're doing is invigorating the wrong approach by
Stressing
your body out even more.
Causing inflammation.
You're taking advantage of like what's a part of the human body back when we were hunter-gatherers, running away from dangerous creatures and animals, and just thinking that that's like health and that you can just keep doing that and running your body into the ground. Well, you think you're doing good stuff for your body, but it's not. You obviously need that back then. You don't need to use that part of you anymore.
I hate what the light is doing.
Whatever.
I had to
Trying
fix
to think.
that.
My summary of the book, because the main thing is sugar and the types of foods and that you want to be eating that are good for your metabolic health, as well as avoiding certain exercises
And PUFAs.
which are polyunsaturated fats, which is seed oils, actually omega-3s that people think are really, really good for you in like the form of fatty fish. It's
Like
actually,
salmon, avocado, nuts.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, never eat these things, but just like in moderation and in conjunction with healthy exercise, sugar,
Yeah.
and what else? Milk. Like low-fat milk.
What is I don't know the specifics. It's about, there's an ideal ratio of calcium to something that the human, everyone avoids milk now. Everyone avoids all these things. Because
Everyone drinks like oat milk and almond milk.
Yeah. But
Let's see.
basically, more calcium in your diet is really, really good. This book talks about eating the right things, and it's not saying, oh, you eat these right things, you can eat unlimited food, and you're going, you're going to not follow the law of thermodynamics. Basically, it's for weight regulation. Because a lot of people think that you're healthy if you lose weight, and this book is pretty much saying you can stress your metabolism out, which makes sense. A lot of people lose weight quickly, and they're not healthy. They feel like shit. All they're doing, their hair starts falling out.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good. The same way that putting on a bunch of weight is not super good.
The fluctuation is like the worst thing that you can do for your body. It just means that your body is in a constant state of stress.
But as Laura was mentioning in her last video, and her energy levels, like my energy levels are night and day difference, and my mental state, my anxiety, and how I feel about doing tasks and life. It was when I was avoiding sugar and not drinking as much milk and not having saturated fats like coconut oil and having supportive metabolism. I've been doing this for, 2 months now?
Yeah,
3
it's
months?
been 2 months that we've been doing coconut oil. You've probably been doing it for 3.
Yeah, like 3. But it's like night and day. I feel like I can attack task, and it doesn't feel like I'm pulling teeth when I'm trying to do something. I don't want to lay down. I want to do more and more and more. And that's where the more calories out comes from. Because you're metabolically healthy, you feel great, you don't have that anxiety making you want to stay in bed. You're doing more, you're burning more calories, you have better digestion. Yeah, you're going to be able to eat more food that is supporting yourself, like your energy output.
Like fueling yourself properly.
Yeah, so it's not saying, oh, eat 5,000 calories of pure sugar, fruit, milk, eggs, all this good stuff, and that you're never going to be able to put on weight. Obviously, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You're not going to be you're going to get to a lower body fat, a healthy body fat, healthy body composition and range without feeling like you're killing yourself, and that it's not sustainable.
Right. And I think it's also important, the type of sugar that you're eating does matter to an extent. So obviously sugar from fruit, honey, and he says white table sugar in the book. It's like the combination of the highly processed stuff, like the seed oil and high sugar stuff that is not supportive of your health, basically. High
sugar, high fat. You don't want to do high sugar, high fat.
Yeah.
So there's people, you see athletes that are pounding bags of Sour Patch Kids and candy like that. It's why they metabolize it so easily. It's for digestion. It supports the energy outputs that they have.
I think that's been a big difference between you and I, and why I've pretty much maintained a healthy body composition for years now, is because I have never done excessive exercise.
Never cut carbs.
I've never cut out carbs. I've never cut out sugar. I eat a lot of sugar, and I don't eat a ton of seed oils. I don't really eat fast food. I don't eat out very often.
Yeah.
And when I do eat out, I'm eating something like steak at a place that is not, a piece of shit. So I think that has been kind of eye-opening to see. You have obviously struggled with weight fluctuation for a while, But he's also done a lot of extreme stuff. Like he's tried carnivore, cutting out.
I'm always interested in experimenting. I
Cutting out
am,
sugar.
and that may seem like a bad thing. Probably is a bad thing for my personal goals and like how my health goals. But it's been an interesting.
Help you learn.
I actually can speak on experience of trying a bunch of different things where people will like I read a book and I get obsessed with things because I'm ADHD and ADD. I get like in these deep dives of interest, like this was one of them, and I'll commit to it for like 3 months, and I'll get fucking bored of it, and I'll do something else. This I've been trying, and by far this one has like had the most substantial impact. Obviously, the no carbs thing, you lose a shit ton of weight quickly.
Yeah.
And when I first tried that years back, I was like, this is fucking awesome. You lose all the water weight really quick. You get all veiny. As time goes on, energy dips, you're stored your muscle. You lose muscle. You become like a fucking feminine version of a man, of like who you were when you had carbs. And then just like the extreme cardio. Like everything today is stress, stress, stress. Who can be the most stressed out motherfucker? Who can do the longest cold plunge? Who can run the farthest? None of it is good or optimal as a healthy functioning human being. Like
a lot of people are just letting their
it.
egos run their life.
Well, it's like they can say if you say, okay, this isn't healthy, fine, that's fair. But all these people are preaching as their health influencers.
I know.
Oh,
they're
like,
fucking
cosplaying.
cosplaying. They're literally cosplaying as health and wellness. Shit is just crazy.
There's two different things. It's the same thing with bodybuilding and being someone that's into like caring about health and fitness.
Yeah.
Like everyone can agree that bodybuilding is unhealthy, but I agree. If you're going to do it, they don't do it for health. They do it because it's competition, it's a sport, they're an interest.
Yeah.
Like you can't claim that long distance running, marathon running is healthy.
Right.
Like just because you are arguing with someone that's extremely overweight and saying, well, it's better than being overweight. That's like a fucking alcoholic saying, oh, at least I don't smoke weed. And a person that does drugs says to the alcoholic, at least I don't drink every weekend. Like, you're both doing two negatives, don't make a positive.
Exactly. Very true.
What else in the book? So gaining weight. So if you have a very poor functioning,
sugar.
Yeah. So basically, the reason you're unhealthy from cutting sugar and sodium and doing all this stressful activity is it damages your metabolism. But what it does is that when you damage your metabolism and your body is stressed out, it releases dietary fat in the form of whatever you have in you, which like if you eat PUFAs, PUFAs get released in your bloodstream, and they wreak havoc on pretty much your intestine. I don't even know the fucking... Whatever it is, they wreak havoc. They use that for energy. Your body uses PUFAs for energy instead of glucose or carbohydrates, which is not optimal, not good. And then it leads to issues with thyroid and your, I think, liver function.
Yeah, thyroid and metabolism are hand in hand.
Salt.
Salt is also something that is really important for your health, which is so interesting, like, because the doctors will tell you the opposite stuff. Like, my dad is very overweight and he has high blood pressure, and the doctors tell him no salt, no sugar, and that's what he's been doing, and the dude hasn't improved whatsoever.
High blood sugar. Okay, so you're stressed out. So let's take away sugar and salt, which calm you down.
Stresses your body even more.
Which calm you down. So whenever you're, stressed out, people back in the day used to tell you, here, you need something to eat: candy, sugar, Snickers. Oh, you're not feeling yourself. Let me give you a candy bar.
Right.
To calm you down and make you feel better. Mm-hmm. Oh, now it's demonized somehow. Like, that didn't click with me until pretty much reading this book and trying all of this.
It also talks about diabetes too, and insulin resistance, and how even cutting sugar is not the answer.
No, it's
like
not.
You're not diabetic because of sugar. It's like a combination of things that are causing these health issues.
Yeah, it's what is that term that they use in those the analytics classes that we used to take, the math classes, when it was like
correlation
doesn't equal causation.
I'm trying to think about what else it said.
Oh, so I find it funny because everyone thinks, like, when you start eating metabolism or metabolic, I don't know the word. When you start eating food that is supportive of your metabolism,
pro-metabolism,
and your pro-thyroid health, you can gain weight because you have a damaged metabolism. That doesn't mean that's bad. Like, everyone's so focused on weight loss.
Yeah.
That was like always been my thing, is weight loss, because I grew up overweight. I've always struggled with weight regulation, which is what really caught my eye with this book. But reading that you can be very unhealthy while being very underweight. Where there's those people, those men and women that have issues where, oh, I can eat anything, I don't gain weight. That doesn't mean you have a healthily functioning metabolism also. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
And then also saying that if you already are, a bit overweight you have poor body composition, which is a result of poor metabolic health, like skinny fat. Like I've always had, where I distribute, my body fat distribution is really poor. It was in the beginning of my fat loss journey. And then I did go through, and it's definitely gotten better and better over time. Yeah. That was now understanding a result of poor metabolic health and the foods that I was eating, the means I was losing the weight.
Yeah.
But basically, if you start gaining weight with sugar, it can actually replace the PUFAs in your blood, like the body fat. Mm-hmm. The PUFAs in your body fat, and those PUFAs get released and replaced, so then you actually have better fat storages, you have healthier hormone function.
Yeah, so fat gain from sugar is actually a good thing.
For body composition, muscle mass, your brain, and it can replace the fat that you have in there. So.
And this takes time, too. Yeah. It's not like you just start eating sugar, incorporating sugar and milk and eating less.
Well, you do, but just in amounts.
PUFAs, but it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to repair your metabolism.
Yeah.
Especially depending on how damaged it is. So it's not like an overnight fix, but if you work at it and just make some small changes over time, then it's a good thing. And you really shouldn't be scared of gaining fat if you want to be healthy. Honestly, I think people are so terrified of gaining fat, but being super lean and skinny doesn't indicate good health. And you shouldn't sacrifice, or that's not the word.
You shouldn't sacrifice quality of life for a lean physique or muscular.
For long-term health. It's not worth it if just to look a certain way and be so naive to the fact that later on you could have severe health problems from what you're doing right now. Just because you're young and resilient doesn't mean that problems will not show up later on, which I think is a really important takeaway from this book, because there's so many people online who are so self-obsessed with their body and the way that they look and obviously make a living off of it, but you're not going to see them probably in 10 years from now when they have some type of disease or health problems or shit goes down the fucking drain.
You see it all the time. I see it myself, the weight fluctuations when you do something improperly. And you think, again, it's all comes back to social media and this presence of people will do anything to look, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if I, could get to that. If I just looked like this, I wouldn't care what I had to do.
It's really harmful.
That's a fucking bullshit. But people go to crazy lengths just for physical appearance and then they try to defend themselves saying, at least I'm healthy. It's realistically, you're not healthy.
Exactly.
And that's the thing with this book. Again, it's not one-sided. Oh, I have to be fat and healthy with sugar. You get in way better shape, way better body composition, way better muscle maturity or performance every day, both mentally and physically, by being fueled by sugar, having good pro-metabolic foods. Look up Noah Ryan on Twitter and even Instagram. That kid, he's on my age, is in really, really good fucking health. And he downs carbs, fruit, sugar.
Coffee's also good.
Carbs.
Caffeine is good.
Yeah.
The coconut oil is great. Yeah, I feel like we should give things that are good.
Well, coffee with sugar and milk.
Okay.
So the book talks about coffee being very great. You have to pair it with sugar and milk to balance the nutrients from coffee.
So that's great news for the people that like their sugary coffees.
I know. Well, one woman that read this book was talking about how she was pregnant. All she craved was caramel swirl coffees from Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh my god.
And how she would restrict sugar, and she allowed herself through, I guess, her pregnancy or for a while to just down those every day, and was 10 times healthier.
Yeah. Than
she was before, even having, like I said, the processed sugar, because a caramel coffee is not. It doesn't have a bunch of polyunsaturated fats inside it.
It's really interesting. I mean, I do think that that's why my body composition and the way that I've always been able to hold my weight well is probably from what I've been eating. I think the missing factor for me was always protein. I wasn't eating enough protein.
Yeah.
I have always eaten a good amount of sugar. And obviously there's times that I was eating too many PUFAs through means of vegetable oils and stuff like that, because I was eating more fast food or just processed stuff, packaged shit. I went plant-based for a while.
Pure PUFAs.
Yeah, so
it's a pure 100% PUFA diet.
So I was eating a bunch of that shit for a while. And if I look back, I can actually like tell the difference in my body composition versus now. I think that I am the healthiest I've ever been, honestly. Like, so, yeah. It's a really good book. Very good takeaways. The next book I'm going to read goes into more detail about how, like, basically your brain affects your metabolism.
How you feel about the foods that you're eating is also...
all the mental stuff.
You can damage your metabolism. Everything comes back to stress. It's the root cause of disease, autoimmune diseases, of course, aligned with poor nutrition.
Yeah.
And stressful fucking activity.
Yeah.
You see...
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you already have a stressful life, like, if you're already stressed out from your job, your kids, your partner, you don't want to be adding on top of that. You don't want to be adding more stress on top of that through means of exercise, poor nutrition, whatever, mental exhaustion from, oh, what should I eat? Oh, that's bad to eat. Oh, I shouldn't eat that.
Or I ate too much.
It's like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
That leads to poor health outcomes.
Yeah.
Whether it's now or later. Pretty much it. That was the gist of the book.
Great book.
Great book. Very interesting.
I have so much fucking energy.
I hope that you learned something from what we've just said. And obviously there's probably so much that we missed. Like, you do need to read the book if you are trying to get metabolically healthy and understand weight regulation and how to be healthier, how to actually be healthy, not just lose body fat, not just lose weight. Yeah. I understand it's scary, especially if you're somebody that does really struggle with your body image and food restriction and things like that. I'm not like, it's not an overnight thing. It takes work and practice, and I'm not saying that it's easy, but the long-term benefits that you're going to have should make you want to let go of a certain physical appearance, like, just to get you in a healthy state for now.
This doesn't mean you gain fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I'm saying that, some people just maybe aren't, very structured or strict with their nutrition, and they start making changes to, like, pro-metabolic healthy foods, and they eat more and they gain a little fat. Like, you could still obviously thermodynamics. I can't speak. The law of thermodynamics still plays a part.
The law of thermodynamics is still relevant, and it's still important.
But I think it'd be more important to start eating, pro-thyroid, pro-metabolic, like, foods. I'd say that my appetite rate has been more regulated than it's ever been. Just waking up, I'm having, like, orange juice, milk and sugary-ass coffee, coconut oil, big-ass yogurt bowl for lunch with, like, unlimited fruit, and, like, dried fruit, which is calorie-dense.
Yeah.
Having, like, fatty meats. What else are we having? We're having, like, ramen, where we're having, like, some, like, gelatin. I can't say, like, gelatinous. Like, good saturated fat meats and, like, bone broth and stuff, and rice noodles. I'm having carbs with every single fucking meal. I'm being very specific with the fats that I'm consuming. I'm still having eggs, coconut oil, fatty meat, in portion control, but, like, it's like you don't really... Yeah, I think if I didn't know anything, I would probably be eating less calories than usual.
Really? I feel like I would eat more if I knew nothing.
I don't know. You probably would be moving more, too.
Maybe. I don't know. That was probably my downfall when I was overweight, is, like, just the fact that I wasn't moving my body whatsoever. Yeah, and I was depressed.
This really plays a part into, like, your mental health and how you feel. Think about how much better your life would feel. Like, this is anti-stress. So it protects you from stressful things that come into your life. Things are much easier to deal with when you're not stressed and on edge all the fucking time. Right. Oh, another thing on my plate. Oh, I have to do another thing? I have no energy already.
Right.
Now you have the energy for everything.
Right. All right, I think... No. Beep, beep, beep.
No, you do a good job of explaining it.
You think?
Yeah, because the book is kind of confusing.
It is confusing. When I was reading through it, I was like, what the fuck? There's so many studies in it.
Next thing I want to get into is Thiamax and B vitamins, because B vitamins are super important for metabolizing sugar. That's why I've been supplementing B1. But I think you need, like, all of the B vitamins. I need to look more into that.
Well, updates to come when we read more of his books. We'll definitely discuss our thoughts and opinions. I think it is really interesting when both of us read something and just to hear different perspective or interpretation. If you've read the book, leave a comment and Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know, leave a comment in general on what you think about what we just said, if that is interesting to you or you have questions about anything. I think that's it. That's it on the spiel.
Else to say?
The spiel of more calories in, more calories out. I mean, I always knew that there were obviously like other factors, you know, people who struggle with like PCOS and thyroid issues.
It's true. That's the thing, is that this is what
I know.
Obviously, I don't know. I don't know the details. I'm not a fucking doctor. Like, I don't know if that's naturally genetic, where you can have a suppressed metabolism. Apparently, it's genetic. Like, you can get it passed down from parents.
Oh, that's interesting. Was that in here?
That was, I think I read that on his Twitter or his Instagram or something, but I don't, it's not like you can, I'm not going to say if you have coconut oil and fruit and milk, and you can just totally reverse hypothyroidism, thyroidism and stuff like that. Like,
but obviously it can help improve those things.
Definitely.
And if you're somebody with PCOS, like, you do need to pay closer attention to your diet and what you're eating to support.
And eating enough.
Yeah.
Because isn't that where you can't gain weight?
You can't gain weight?
When you have hypothyroidism? Or do you gain weight?
Hyperthyroidism means that you
can't gain weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your thyroid is extra active.
And hypo.
Thyroid health is insane. Like, it makes you warm. Like, I used to have cold hands when I used to do intermittent fasting. I would just have the cold ass hands, no energy.
Like I mean, I had energy, but it was stress. It was cortisol.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Running off of cortisol.
When you feel good and, like, euphoric, it's, like, pure cortisol.
Yeah, which is crazy. Because I thought, like, yeah, I felt good. But it was actually not good for you. It's actually not good for my health.
Yeah.
Or hormones, for that matter. Which is really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go back down.
Okay, I got my meeting.
Okay.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed. It is 3:45. I'm having a yogurt bowl right now. Joe's in a meeting. This is Aldi's vanilla, I think it might be 1 or 2% milk yogurt with Magic Spoon granola, blueberries, and then I drizzled PB2 on top. So good. Also having a little mini apple. Joe's having more dried fruit.
It's dried pineapple covered in sugar. So good.
They can't even see your face.
They don't need to. Candy.
It's 6 p.m. I'm snacking on baby carrots while I try to figure out what to eat. All we have is ground beef for meat, and I had ground beef earlier and I don't really want that again. I don't know what I want. I thought that we had canned chicken, but we don't. Shit. I might just make pancakes, or I do have a Ninja Creamy that I prepared. That'll make me really cold. I'm gonna do pancakes. It's my little pancake maker. Going to use the food scale just to get the ratios right, because I'm gonna mix it with egg whites and milk. So I'm gonna do 1 serving of the mix. They also changed the serving size on Kodiak cakes. It used to be, the serving size was 56 grams, now it's 63 grams. So it used to show 190 calories and now it shows 220. Interesting. I wonder why they changed that. Oh. The egg whites are fucking frozen. Our fridge is so fucked up, guys. The milk is frozen too. Dude, this is not good. This is not good. What is going on? It's literally frozen. I'm very confused. All right, so I'm not using egg whites, actually. gonna make 2 pancakes, so. Is this done? No. Like the light goes off at the wrong time. It should be done now. Maybe not, probably not. I know a lot of people would probably put Greek yogurt on top of this, but I just like to have my things plain and separate. So I'd rather eat my pancakes and then have yogurt afterwards to get some more protein in. That's probably what I'm gonna do. These came out so shitty. Like, I need egg whites. I don't know what this is. This is a piece of shit. Did not come out good. Whatever. Me just very impatiently waiting. It's like 6:15. Shitty fucking pancakes. Something is not right with the fridge. That tastes different. Maybe it's the Kodiak cakes. Maybe they changed the recipe. I feel like it doesn't taste the same. No, I think it's the syrup. It tastes weird. I don't know. Something's off. I'm gonna eat it anyway though.
What are you eating?
Pancakes.
What do you say tastes weird? I heard that.
Something tastes weird.
Yeah, the syrup tastes weird. It tasted weird as shit in my fucking...
Alright, yeah. Something is not right.
Alright, let me try the other one. Yeah, that one tasted weird as shit. I was eating that earlier.
I already poured it all over my fucking pancakes.
Alright, well, I mean, you could probably cancel out the taste if this one tastes normal.
No, I'm not gonna pour more on it.
Let me see if this
Maybe they changed the recipe.
There's no chance.
Or like something.
It's the syrup, because I had the same thing I was getting my approval.
Alright.
Dude.
Tastes weird?
Mm-hmm.
They must have changed the recipe.
Yeah, it tastes like shit.
Mm-hmm. Let's fucking DM them. Send them a complaint.
It does. It tastes weird as shit.
It does taste really weird.
I don't know how to describe it. It tastes so chemically.
Uh-huh. What's the other one that we used to get? Carries.
Yeah, carries is the best. I didn't have carries. I did not have it though.
The fuck do we get? Where can we find carries?
Publix.
Oh my god. The fridge is so fucked up. The egg whites were frozen and the milk was like frozen now.
I literally turned it up.
Alright. 6:30. Having my yogurt bowl that I had for lunch. This is so good. This is my newest thing. I've been going through blueberries. So it's the vanilla Greek yogurt, the Magic Spoon granola, blueberries, and PB2. Ending the night with some tea. I put some milk and sugar in my tea. It's pretty good. That was a full day of eating and a nice little chat. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe next time I'll vlog over like a few days instead of doing a full day of eating. What do you guys think about that? Or do you like to see what I'm eating? Like, I could just vlog over a few days and show some meals here and there if I'm having something that's not my basic meals that you always see. But I don't really do anything that exciting. So, I don't know. I don't really know what would be interesting to you guys. Yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you want to see. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Thank you for watching. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one.